A mutual love for the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the day that I spotted an autographed picture of Kevin in her locker, and I knew this was my best friend. And really, since then, I spent most of my middle school days at Robin's house, and we would borrow money from her dad's change collection in his closet and order Pizza Hut breadsticks, and we would binge on Backstreet Boys VHS tapes and annoy Paula. Crazy. And when we weren't watching the Backstreet Boys, we were watching any crazy comedy that we could find. And we'd spend hours upon hours hatching schemes of how we could get to concerts, meet the Backstreet Boys, maybe marry them, and become famous. Of course, this was before we had jobs or cell phones, computers, and none of us could drive. So we were extremely determined. We saved our lunch money pretty much every day and entered every contest we could find. And anybody who knows Robin knows that she's amazing at winning contests. And most of our plans involved convincing Pearl to drive us around. She was our chauffeur while we chased tour buses on the highway and waited for hours in fancy hotel lobbies just to get a glimpse of a celebrity. And then usually we'd sleep in the car because we had no money. And as we got older, we got a little more daring. And I remember when we forged notes to get out of school, hopped a train to New York City, and stood outside of MTV's TRL studios for hours. And I'm pretty sure my parents still don't know that story. And lucky for me, they don't watch MTV. So we ended up making it to more than 50 concerts, several states. We met lots of celebrities, including our beloved Backstreet Boys. We had some really amazing experiences. While we were in high school, Robin and I began working at Pasta Vita, and after all, we needed to fund all of our excursions. And I'll never forget when I was interviewed for the job at Pasta Vita, Rich sat us both down and said, "Look, I know you're friends, but don't think you're going to get the same days off to go to concerts." Little did he know, we'd make that happen. Pasta Vita was our second home, and, years later, we're still close friends with everybody there. Robin worked there for about 16 years or so. And while our taste in music changed a little bit, Robin got really into country, I got into rock and punk rock. But our shenanigans did not end. And the Pasta Vita crew loved hearing about all of our crazy adventures. Rich introduced us to P-Town, which was one of our favorite places to go and still is. Robin, our paths have changed so many times, but no matter what, we've been there for each other. Even when you moved to Georgia, we still managed to take an epic trip to Las Vegas. And we saw the Backstreet Boys on New Year's Eve. And many of the stories from Vegas I cannot tell in this speech, but we may or may not have gotten tattoos in somebody's garage. That's all I'm going to say about that. Through marriages, divorce, surgeries, births, deaths, we've remained friends. And no matter what kind of day, I'm having, I can always text you, and I know that I have a listening ear, and usually a really good laugh. Your kindness, resilience, strength, and motivation is so inspiring, and I'm so lucky to have you as my friend. And Pete, when I met you, I just knew you're so genuine and kind, and you guys were meant for each other.
That Pete?
You go along with all of Robin's adventures, and you totally get our sense of humor, which is so important. And although you're a Yankees fan, you love Seinfeld, so I love you for that.
And Police Academy.
And Police Academy. And never stop letting Robin enter contests. Alright, so I'm going to wrap up my long speech, but I hope you guys have an amazing life together. I know you will. And if you ever win a contest for 4 people to go on an amazing trip, John and I will go with you. I love you so much, and I hope everybody can raise their glass and toast them.